like relation to in real estate, this is kind of a dream since you don't even, I'm pretty sure the royal family does not have to pay taxes on those estates. And this is very much a challenge. So this one we might know as Buckingham Palace. Okay, so I have difficulty recognizing many of these. I'm going to take a while with this. Oh, it actually was Kensington. Okay, so this you could probably do as a challenge since kids might not know the royal residences of England by memory. Actually, I'd be very, very surprised if they did. Then you can do this as Frogmore with a funny name. Okay, great. So that is an example of image sorting. That is one of my favorite activities, actually. I love because, you know, a lot of people are visual learners. And so using images, visual prompts, really helps them make connections. So here now. And this is the fun part. Not only can you do fun activities on SoftChalk, but when it comes to doing testing, then you can actually create some very fun activities too. And let's see, mark all choices that are London landmarks. Okay, let's see, Buckingham Palace. Here are the choices. A, Golden Gate Bridge. B, Buckingham Palace. C, Iolani Palace. D, Westminster Palace or the House of Parliament. E, Balmoral Castle. London landmarks. Okay, keep emphasis on the London. Great, so I'll go, and I might explain to the kids, well, the Golden Gate Bridge, obviously that's in the US. Buckingham Palace is in London. The Iolani Palace is actually the Hawaiian Royal Palace. I visited there when I was in Hawaii. It's a very nice place. Westminster Palace, that's where Big Ben is. In Balmoral Castle, this one is a bit of a trick question. Balmoral Castle is actually not in London. It is in Scotland. A nice thing about SoftChalk quizzes is that they do the scoring for you. So you don't have to go through a bunch of little kid, illegible handwriting, you know. And I'm not really insulting. I know what kid handwriting is like because, well, from experience, I'm a kid. But and so it really does the hard part for you. And then it's online, so no messy handwriting. Another quiz. This soft and crumbly cookie has a high butter content. What is it? A, shortcake. B, sweetbread. C, hot cake. D, shortbread. E, snickerdoodle. Okay, let me see. Let me try something incorrect. Sweetbread. So, it will give you a little X, so no points scored on that item. Test yourself. Shepherd's pie is typically made with fish. Well, if we remember correctly, it's lamb and mutton, so yes. And so here, it'll give you the check mark if it's correct, X if it's not, and quiz me. Which of these is a royal residence? A, Neuschwanstein Castle. B, Clarence House. C, Versailles. Or D, Bristol Palace. Of course, English royal residence. So, let me try Clarence House. Great. Neuschwanstein, I believe, is in Germany. Clarence House is actually the English one. Versailles in France, and Bristol Palace. As far as I know, there is no Bristol Palace. Okay. Great. And then at the end, maybe you could add an English culture activity. Like this is one that I did. Imagine you're an English tour guide taking a large group of kids through the country. What do you think they would like? Using your English culture smarts, feed an attractive and exciting brochure and itinerary for your tour group. So myself, maybe I would take them to Buckingham Palace. It looks pretty cool, and they can take pictures with those guards with the funny hats. Or maybe we could go to Blackpool. I know that's a big amusement place. Or maybe go on the Ferris wheel, the London Eye. So all of those are things that I think some kids might like. So this is an example of my lesson about English culture. Now, you might be wondering, well, this is very nice and dandy looking, but how do I do this myself? Well, if I open up SoftChalk Lesson Builder right here, I'm going to quickly demo a few nice tools that you can use. So, firstly, I love this one, Tools, Style Builder. You know, I am kind of obsessed with how things look, so this is a favorite for me. We have templates, a lot of templates. Aqua blue, so basic colors, autumn, blue wave. And that was the one that I used. I like the sort of image of waves. And this one is interesting, corkboard. So you have all these different templates that you can choose from, a huge variety. So you'll keep, and this is one thing I know, kids, you know, they don't like a plain little slide that has nothing else. Or they want something kind of interesting, maybe some grass, that would be sort of whimsical. And then you can design your banner. whether you want it to have the same kind. You can even add a little logo if you want, so this might be good for corporate or even a little picture. So that would be interesting to do content, design what font you wanted in, etc. So all these little details that can really help your lesson look very professional, very cool looking. Or, of course, you can always just choose one of the pre-made ones, which is fine too. So, for instance, let me select random one. How about this? Okay. Now, I have this lovely format, and let me think of some random information. Okay, so this is maybe a professional development presentation to teachers about how to inspire creative writing from students. So, I could start with, when beginning to teach creative writing, don't place emphasis on grammar and mechanics. Instead, let kids come up with any ideas they want and praise them for creative content without pointing out too many flaws. Okay, so that would be an example. Now let's preview this. So maybe I'm going to save this and quickly save this as inspire writing. Let's just call it like that. Okay. Great. So this is what it looks like so far. Obviously, what does it need? A title, some more stuff, maybe some pages. So I am going to go back and do some more editing on it, of course. So we can maybe, let's see, for instance, we can have a sidebar with handouts, we can have page names. Let's try to insert an activity. Okay? So this might be an example or a quiz popper. True or false? When beginning to teach creative writing, you should place emphasis on grammar and mechanics. Be sure to point out every single spelling mistake and emphasize the importance of correctness. Now, of course, we know it's false, since I said when you're teaching, in order to encourage students, you might want to start out with a little light, okay? So we have this quiz me, and that one might be a little too easy, but you could obviously have something like that that would be very powerful and definitely in an interesting way. And then you can always have these things like bold, italic, underline, that are fun. Insert page break. Okay, so that would be an example. Let's look at our example list. More of a professional role. When beginning to teach creative writing. Okay. So, and that does do the work for you when it comes to grading tests. So there are a lot of reasons that I like using Soft Chalk Lesson Builder. And I hope that you'll find out some of the cool things that you can do. Text poppers, quiz poppers, activities. The stuff you can do is limitless. Now I would be happy to take any questions, comments that the teachers have. And
let me encourage folks to go to the Q&A box and ask any questions that they may have. And because I can't open the phone lines, there's just too many people on the phone, and there'll be too much background noise. So I apologize for that, but ask questions. What people seem to be wanting to know, Adora, is more about the kind of content that you already have available, and kind of lessons and courses that you are teaching. You showed an example, one
sure.
Of London and like, but what else do you do to learn more about your expertise, the diversity of what you teach?
I would be very happy to talk a little bit about that. So, for instance, let's see, adorasvitak. Here are some of my programs. I talk, and this is on CILC.org, and I have all my programs listed here. So,
we're going to put that website up with the presentation.
For instance, state social studies.
CILC.org.
Yeah, and if you search adorasvitak, you can find our programs, for instance, state social studies tests, advanced descriptive writing, kids guide to world religions, let's see, sharing insights, handy technology, creating